Hi everybody, I'm back again. I was gonna, oh God, I'm telling you, I used to be able to sit cross-legged like for hours and hours, and now it's killing me. But, yeah, trying to get kind of comfortable here, but pretty much, I got kind of some stuff set up here because, it's just kind of another ironic situation, but I decided that a topic that I really did want to cover, and that was like right in the beginning, when I first started doing some of these videos, is that I wanted to help people recognize their own psychic ability and let them know that you don't have to be trained like for years and years and years. You don't have to be apt in like everything. And the thing is everybody reads their own psychic intuition and stuff differently. And some people, they feel it from a real early age, and, for whatever reason, they maybe grew up with a religious background that, really would have thought it was nothing but a bunch of, bad witchcraft stuff or whatever. If you had, they probably don't believe in ghosts like that if you've seen some. And, I don't mean, but a lot of people, okay, it's not easy to say, hey, I think I'm a psychic. Believe me, it's not. And, what's even harder is believing that yourself. I probably still will at some point, but I want to make a skit about psychics and, kind of do like a Miss Cleo type thing. But just few characters or whatnot. But I wanted to touch on some of the things that are really, people don't think about it that much, and how that they can use their psychic ability and not be someone that studied tarot for 20 years, or not be a palm reader for, or whatever. Maybe you've never done a reading for anyone, or you've never even had a reading done yourself. Maybe you just have dreams that seem to be predictions almost. Or maybe you just sense a vibration when you're around a person. Maybe you can sense that they're sick. Maybe you see auras. There's a lot of things that people do, or feel, I should say, that they never express, or they never really trust themselves enough to pay that much of attention to it, because there's so many ways that our inner being, our vibration, we're made up of everything this planet is, and everything that stars and everything is made up of. We're made up of the same thing, and that also includes energy, electricity, water, vibration, all these things. And a lot of those things they affect us. We don't think so. And it would seem so complicated if we understood it fully. But only because we've been disconnected. And we've somehow lost our natural vibration to these gifts that we have in our consciousness. And part of that is this skin suit we're riding around in, okay? Compared to our consciousness, it's pretty limited. You know, it has to be fed, it has to be taken care of. There's a lot about our bodies, and we know somehow innately that we're supposed to care for them, feed them, you know, keep ourselves alive, mostly because we're scared to death of death, you know. We spend our whole life trying not to die. You know, and I mean in every horrible fashion we could come up with, you know, can cross your mind. And, you know, it can paralyze you too. So, but I could go back into, believe me, I could probably do these videos, like, I probably could do 10 a day if I could, you know, sit cross-legged long enough. But I don't think so. But I want to stay on the subject of your discovering your own psychic ability. Now, I would say of the readings that I've done, at least 50% of the people, or probably way more, because people that don't believe in the things that they feel that are of a psychic nature don't go to psychics because they don't believe it anyway. They say, oh, it was a mirage, or oh, the light shined funny, or oh, it must have been something else that I heard, or, you know, I just felt funny because it was something I ate. And, you know, they blow it off because to believe that they had this ability would change everything they believe. Everything that they've been taught to believe. Everything that they've used to build themselves into the person that they are, with the thoughts and with the assumptions and the fears and things they've, you know. And I said on an earlier video that when we look at a person, we're looking at their entire life experience. And most of the time, when we do that, we don't really look at the whole life experience. We get hung up on something. Just like we get hung up on ourselves. And that's part of the reason that we don't really trust that we have this. So, probably a good 80% of the people anyways that I've given readings to That's one of their questions. Do I have psychic ability? Do you think I'm, Of course I do. You're sitting here in front of me right now. And that's the thing, is that through that, we somehow find each other. If we don't, it's really hard. It's a really hard life. And some people, they maybe never said that before until one time, they talked to a psychic and said, I think I'm psychic, And so, it's not even truly that, I can't say that I think everyone is psychic, but I think that most of us, at least 2/3 of us, I would say, have a psychic ability that, or have, feelings, vibrations. We're empaths, and we sense other people's stuff. What changes that and changes you from everyone else and all the vibes is that you just pretty much learn what those vibes mean to you. And you start to honor them. Like, if you feel really, my kids got to remember me. I'd be like, no, don't get on the bike. I'd be like running out of the house. I need it. You can't go to the park right now. And they're like, why? I said, oh my God, you're going to get hit by a car. It's what I wanted to say, but it was just, it made me sick. I really felt like they were going to get hit by a car. And of course I've done that before, and people are like, oh, you're dumb, come on, I'm doing it anyways. And a lot of times it just ended up fine, it was just, but maybe just saying, don't do it, was that 1 second that changed it. So I don't know that for sure. We don't know it. But the more we start to pay attention to those sensations and it's like a clue, it's a code. It's just like working through life and our ascension process as human beings and becoming more capable and more spiritual and more, just more. We're way more than humans. So we're starting to wake up and realize that. And there comes a point that once we can let enough of our old, I guess it would be not even, I say old because I really believe that, I've been here a lot, and I think that's why my place from what I've been, it could change tomorrow, really could. It ain't ever going back, because once you know what you know, seriously. So, but it might be different tomorrow. I might, I might have a heart attack and die. You guys would think I did, but I wouldn't think I did. I'd be ascended. And that's kind of what this is, why I want people to learn how close we really are to that. And death and ascension is the same thing. Now, if you are, then this is, everything I say on these videos I just want you to know, I'm not saying that that's the truth. Okay, I believe it's one truth. All of it's pretty much my truth or my belief or how I can visualize it as a human being and put it forth to you and as a theory. Okay, we all come to our own spiritual awakening and understanding according to our own experiences. So some of the things that happen to me be like, nothing like that for me. But that's okay, because we all base it on our own experiences. We don't, you know, some of us end up getting kicked in the head, you know, over and over and over again because we don't honor those experiences. We want to separate ourselves from them. We want to deny that they really happened, but for some reason, our reaction still pushes to continue the same actions over and over, and, you know, and when you are, I guess, I don't even know, like, called, you know, it's kind of the way I feel, or awakened, like, whatever it may be, and you don't pay attention to that, it's your higher soul is saying, look, you're gonna ascend. That's what you set out to do coming here. You're going to increase your vibration. You're going to mature your spirituality, and you're going to escape the matrix of the enslavement of humanity and the things that have tried to keep us from achieving freedom outside of this particular body and reality. So, you know, we have to do it. We're gonna do it till we're just gonna have to. And some people, unfortunately, won't ascend, but they will die. And some of them are gonna be wandering about. And there are some. There's quite a few. They don't know, a lot of times when people die, they don't even know they're dead, you know, because we're running this whole thing. It's like a movie playing in our head. So it's, you know, like a dream. And eventually when they figure out that they're dead, they're still kind of stuck here. And they do everything that they can to fuck with people that are close to their vibrations so that they can feel alive. They don't, because they don't know any different, you know. You're stuck with what you know. If you don't expand what you think is going to happen to you, eventually, I mean, you know, if you got a glass of water sitting there, but you won't pick it up and drink out of it, and you starve to death, you're kind of fucking yourself over, you know? So, and you know, I gotta stop doing that too. I swear, I do swear a lot, and I found out that my I've got young nieces, and grandkids and whatnot that are liking my videos. I think they like the silly ones the best, so I really kind of been thinking about maybe doing some just for kids and young kids and stuff, but I guess I'll get to that whenever. But yeah, we have got to pay attention to these things, and that's why I want to do this, because there's a lot of ways that we can start trying to use our gifts. And I actually set an altar up in here, and it's kind of like an altar. It's not really an altar, but okay, just to be honest, all right? I'm sitting in my bedroom, which I'm sure you guys have figured it out, but part of the reason, and this might just be interesting to those that aren't here, and the ones that are here are like, it's not that interesting because we know. But it's like, I want to say I heard 18 degrees below zero right now, wind chill. See my ear? You probably can't see it too good, but all this part right here, oh, ooh, right there. Frostbite. Yeah. I went out yesterday, and because I wore my hat, and it was covering this ear a little bit better, but this ear, I was getting blown. I'm getting the wind blown on it. And I had to climb over, oh God, I hit my shovel trying to bust up ice like this. My dad was coming over, and that's another story too, but, and, tried to shovel. My shovel broke into like 4 pieces on the first shovel. That's how cold it is. My plastic shovel is just like tinkling. So, damn. So anyways, I ended up getting some snow on my ear, but I finished shoveling this very small probably a 7 or 8 foot path, 3 or 4 feet wide, and it's probably that deep, So it took me maybe 5-6 minutes, Yeah, I got frostbite on my ear. And I didn't know it. My ear was cold, and I just didn't even pay attention to it. Came in because my fingers hurt so bad. Put on gloves, put on some more socks, put on my coat, went back out there to try to finish it up a little bit. Yeah, my ear was frostbite. So then I frostbited again, and, yeah, so it's pretty sore. You can kind of see it's all swollen and stuff. But anyways, yeah, so it's really, 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 really cold. Really cold. So, yeah. So me and the dogs, and little Osie Bosie. There's little Prue. Yeah. And there, yep. Camera hogs. Pew, you guys stink. Somebody let one. Nah, that's the only bad thing. But anyways, we're all hoarded up in the back. Hoarded up, or I don't even know what the word would be, but we're in the bedroom where it's warm. We got a couple heaters going, and like outside right now, I believe it's 8 below zero. But it might be colder. I think it's 10 below. It was 10 below earlier today or something. It's 6 below. It's cold. And, so much snow. Mansalona so far this year, I had to find out because I could barely believe it, but I think it was 132 inches of snow so far. That's deep. Just this year, 132. Or was it 22? But it don't matter. What's 10 more inches when you got that much already? And see, that's what they usually get in a year. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, Farmer's Almanac. You're a damn liar. So. But there's a lot of things going on out there in outer space that they don't tell us about that might have a little bit to do with the reason. If you guys see it looks like I'm some kind of a contortionist. Look at this. Oh, can't sit cross-legged no more. I'm turning old. But, yeah, there's all kinds of things going on in our atmosphere that they're trying not to let us out. Shoot. Yeah. Frostbite? It feels like... Oh. Feels like somebody took 2 bricks and smashed my ear in it. That's what it kind of feels like. Actually, it's kind of like a burn and a bruise feeling. But, yeah, I cut my hair today, y'all. What do you think? I got a lot of really white hair, I know that. But, anyways. I'm getting silly. I don't know why. But, so, I did get a few things here that, together, just to show you all the different ways and some of the things I have that people use to like bring out their psychic ability. And I said earlier that, well, geez, you see my mess if I turn the other way. I said earlier that I do tarot cards, and these right here are my tarot cards. And I have had, I've probably got, right now in the house, I think I've probably got like 20 decks of cards, tarot. All different kinds and stuff. These ones, I've had 3 different decks of these, and I love them. And I gave some of them to some of my very favorite psychic friends that need to be psychic and do their thing, but we'll think. But anyways, they're pretty cool, and I love them, and they've helped me and helped a lot of people. But it's not the only way, and it's not the only deck, and it doesn't have to be even a tarot deck. You know, believe me, I was like, listen, I'm a professional tarot person. I know more about tarot than anybody I can think of. If I would have went on Jeopardy, I would have won. But the thing of it is, even with all of that, it wasn't any of that. Because I might pull a card and it might say something, and I might feel something completely different, and I'd be like, nah. So, after years of trying to do it just like everyone else did, ouch, doggone it, my ear, and it itches too. Doing it like everybody else did, and you know, following the spreads like other people did. And I had the book right by me. I'd say, just a minute, look at it, you know, sometimes. And even afterwards, I would write down readings, and then I'd look it up, and I'd say, oh, geez, I don't know. Yeah, that sounds kind of the same. But I really had a hard time trusting it, even though I knew that I was right about a lot of things. And I candy coated because I didn't want to give anybody some upsetting news or have them ask me deeper questions that I really didn't know how to answer, you know. So yeah, there was it took a really long time, and I know why now. So I can tell you, you don't gotta do that. Okay, you don't. It doesn't take 20 years of study. You just gotta find something that you resonate with. You don't even gotta do that. you just gotta be able to believe it, connect to it. And when you start seeing it manifest, when you start believing, number one, the biggest thing is, before anything, and I wish somebody would have said this to me, you know, but I'm glad they didn't, because I like it. I'm glad where I'm at, and I like that I do know a lot of things about, you know, some of this, and I've been doing it a long time, and it's been really cool because I've had, with the things I've read and studied and balanced out, I have some kind of comparison. And then it's not like you can bounce something off of me. I can tell you what I know about it, and you can make your own decision if that's what you want to do. But the biggest thing I want to say is, you don't have to do anything that anybody else does. At all. It's nice, you know, if you want to start, just to get the swing of things. But you can make your own path, you know. I know healers that should be healing right now because they are so full of energy and healing energy, but they want to go to school first and learn this person's technique and learn that person's technique, and they want this kind of a degree, and they want this kind of certificate. And it's not necessary. This is not a good time in this reality, in Earth, as human beings, people right now, to get behind anybody's line and follow it. Everybody's following right behind the next person, and you can't even see the front of the line. You don't know where the hell they're going with it. It might look like they're going that way, but then you're going to be lost in this crowd of people all going the wrong way. You know, I mean, we can't hold anything solid right now. Nothing is solid. You got to be open for change. You got to be open to do it just a little bit different. And that's what's the hardest part. Initiative. And what initiative needs is the belief in yourself. Belief that you're doing it. That you are listening to the right voice in you. You know, and the only way to create, that's the word, the only way to really branch out is to create your own path. It's okay to have help along the way. But at some point, you got to be the leader of your own line, your own self-discovery. It doesn't hurt to follow the people that are happy about it, you know. It doesn't hurt. And in fact, it increases your vibration to be around people that understand, that are empaths, that are sensitive as well. And, you know, it helps people as a group consciousness to hold that frequency, to hold the frequency of light and healing and love. And it takes people together. You know, that meant a lot to me. And that held me back a lot too, because I didn't feel that I was getting the approval that I wanted. And let me tell you, it's funny, because I can talk on these videos, and because I'm not, like, I don't know you, and some of you I do, but I mean, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone to do it, but it's starting to get more comfortable, and I'm starting to feel a lot better about it. But if Val walked in here right now, I'd be like, and that's crazy. She's my partner. I've been with her for 20 years. Why would I get embarrassed in front of her? Mixed messages. Not from her to me, from me, you know. And that's a lot of the reason, as I said in the beginning, that we don't explore our psychic premonitions and our psychic gifts, is because what is your family going to say? Oh, what, you're a psychic now? Oh, that's cool, ha ha, you know? Or like, you know, like you're going to tell me what to do with my life. Look at you. I mean, you know, it doesn't mean you're better than anyone. It just means that you have a little bit of information for yourself or someone else through a means other people can't see. You know, you're feeling some vibration, some different energy. And you either express it or you internalize it. It's energy. Can't be created or destroyed. Right? Changes form. It don't just hang. Either you're going to say it to someone or you're going to hold it in and make it something else. Because that's what manifestation is. We transmute energy into something else. Magic is manipulation of an unseen force to produce a desired effect. So, I mean, these are all things that can only help us. You know, we need to learn to define the energies of others right now. You know, we feel them, but a lot of times I think we're feeling our own, we're taking it on ourselves. You know, we might be alone somewhere, but it's somewhere familiar, and maybe one of those people that have crossed over are trying to get your attention. You get this, let's say someone maybe all of a sudden you just feel super, super depressed. There's no reason. But you just feel this, and then angry and upset, and then you might think about someone, or you might think about something, and then pretty soon you just got this strange, and you weren't doing anything. You know, painting the house, listening to music, everything was wonderful. And all of a sudden you got this I just can't stand anything. I hate life. I don't want, and you're like, yeah, fuck that. I'm fucking mad about this and this and this too. And like I'm saying, energies meld together and we suck that energy in. And all it was some damn pissed off spirit that somehow seen an opening in our energy and wrote it in. And we don't recognize it as something separate from ourselves because we don't recognize ourselves. So that's kind of what I want to do and help people recognize themselves, their own voice, their own intuition, and when and how they can discard the energy that they feel that is confusing to them, because a lot of it don't belong in there. It don't belong in your head. And the thing is I do also got to warn too, is that after I post this video, I'm don't get freaked out, but if I've touched something, it's going to get twice as bad. You're going to start hearing what I'm saying, and you're going to start hearing what you're saying deeper. And then you're going to start remembering a lot of things, like event after event after event of psychic ability that you disregarded as a coincidence, or, just plain old put on a back shelf and forgot about. So be a little prepared for that. And I welcome any kind of questions, or I would really be interested in hearing your story, or and if it's something that you want to share, put it in a comment. That'd be great too, and then we can get some input going and from other people. And but yeah, we got it. And yeah, it's not wrong. It took me 35 years plus. It did. To even believe it, a lot of it. To believe that it was actually a higher consciousness coming through me. The other thing is when that consciousness comes through, believe me, your ego and all its little demons have a million ways of picking that apart before it ever comes out of your mouth if you're trying to be a psychic. So that's the other thing I'd like to work on and help you guys get through, because like I said, this is not the time for studying. It isn't. This is the time for doing. This is the time for listening. Listening to what you already know. And believe me, you know a lot. You do. Consciousness is an energy. Consciousness and everything that we're made of. Back to that. Anyways, consciousness and everything that we're made of is a receptor of that. Some of those receptors have been disconnected. So, a lot of our DNA has been messed with. And I mean, if you think it's too hokey, I don't know. Maybe it is for you. But I know one thing. it's time for me to stop. And that's about the only thing. Stop this video, I mean. And that's about the only thing I know for sure. So, kids, don't try any of this at home. Oh. Well, I guess you could. But, alright, well, I'm going to cut this off. And then I'm going to actually try to do one that's just about the tools and the ways. Because, look, I got a whole bunch of stuff here. I was going to show y'all. And different ways of divining for clients and divining for yourself that are cheap, easy, and would probably, I'm sure there's something there. Might help you. Alright. Peace. Love you guys. See you later.